Peace and love, world, peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy Malik Kalam, also known as DonKalam.com. You can reach me on my cell directly by calling or texting at 407-274-5161. Again, that's 407-274-5161. And I'm just gonna go over a few tricks and traps today of how to get rid of child support completely, okay? The disclaimer is I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. So if you feel you need a competent counsel, please find you a licensed attorney. I am an ordained minister. I feel like I'm ordained by the Most High and my peers, and also Universal Life Church. But much peace and love to the world. Prosperity is your birthright, man. In the lovely Mexico, you dig what I'm saying? The country of Mexico, prosperity is your birthright. And if you're on child support, you know you can't get to Mexico because you don't have a passport. So I'm gonna teach you how to get rid of child support and get that passport. But prosperity is your birthright, so you gotta be prosperous. It starts with the thinking first, okay? Change the way you think, you change the way you live. So it's not an obligation. This isn't to get out your obligations to take care of your sons and daughters, all right? You got to take care of them. Charity starts at home, take care of your seeds. But it's called the divisional court for a reason, because they divide families. So that's why it's called family division courts. It's called circuit courts because they're here to complete the circuits of your energy, all right? So make sure you go to Universal Life Church, become a ordained minister, all right? First and foremost, because the Bible's a fact in the courtroom. Put on your record that you're an ordained minister. They can't go against your word, all right? But the first thing you're going to want to do is revoke your powers of attorney with the state, all right? And we do this with a truth affidavit, all right? And power of attorney in fact, all right? You can make anybody your power of attorney in fact, but how we do it is, if you're not new to this, you understand that they can only charge the straw man name, which is a corporation, which is a fictional character that was created with the birth certificate. There's further details. It goes on and on, but look up HJR 192. This will go into it. Start Googling and searching straw man and redemption just to get a basic idea. Even YouTube straw man, all right? Straw man for dummies, all right? Or Meet Your Straw Man. Which is a good book, by the way. Meet Your Straw Man. It's a PDF. You can find it online for free. But you make that lowercase name, and I always put it in semicolons because it makes that a fact as well. And I always put the first name and sometimes the middle name or the middle initial, all right, of the family, and then the last name, all right. So this is going to be your the power of attorney in fact is the lowercase name, and this is because they can only operate on assumptions and presumptions. A fact cannot enter a courtroom. So you're going to want to revoke powers of attorney and make yourself power of attorney, all right? Next, you're going to want to file a notice of mistake. And what the notice of mistake basically shows, hey, if you messed up, you rescind the signatures, you didn't mean to, just because ignorance is no excuse to the law. So this is just correcting your wrongs and letting them know that you know that this is a trust and you're here to administer it. All these documents are administering the trust. Then you're going to want to demand an oath of office, all right, and statement of jurisdiction from all the parties involved, because they're public servants. So we need to know, where's your jurisdiction? How do you have jurisdiction over us, all right? And the demand of office, oath of office. We want to see your oath of office to prove that you're a lawful judge. This is a court of records, right? I can't just take your word for it that you're a judge. I can't just take your word for it that you're a prosecutor. I need to know what's going on. I need to know that this is lawful before we even get started. I'm not even going to play your games unless I know. And we always accept the charges for value, all right? And we give them 10 days to respond. In my notice of mistakes, I always also put statement of facts and accept all the facts in the claim. And just expose the fraud. Always expose the fraud. And that's why it's good to have a letter of Rogatory as well. And always make sure you get stuff notarized. I always make sure I get it notarized, all right? I always do it in different states, though. I invoke different jurisdictions. That's what I love to do. That's what I love to do. The letter of Rogatory for relief, this should be on any court case, but child support in particular. And this lets you know that the bonds or liens against you. It just breaks down everything, all the fraud. Pull up a letter of rogatory, search one on Google, PDF, you'll find one, and read it. You might not understand it at first, but keep reading it. Just keep reading it. Eventually it'll start making sense, I promise you. And once you got the letter of rogatory relief already exposing the fraud, you're the power of attorney, you've already updated your status, so now you got standing. Because now you let them know you're the administrator of this trust. Alright? It's all corporate fiction. So once you do this, you send them a Form 56. You appoint the judge as an honor-bound, duty-bound fiduciary. A W-9 request, where's the delegated authority? Where's your authority derived from? That's what W-9 does. This requests their EIN number. So who do you work for? I always attach my EIN to a trust, the irrevocable common law trust. This shows that the trust is established, and that's that all capitalized name. You put it in the trust, and you've claimed the contracts, you've claimed the birth certificate, you've claimed the ID, you've claimed the social security card, you've claimed the passport, you've claimed your car, whatever it is, man. Put it in your trust, create an EIN with the IRS, all right? And then on the state level, you create a corporation division, the certificate of abstract or certificate of business, all right? And this just proves that that's all. It's fiction. It's all capitalized name. It's fiction. Make sure you get the certificate of identity with the Department of Treasury. This just proves who you are. And also, if you use the state of Missouri's the registration of fictitious name, it'll show you how much of the percentage of the owner is. It's 100% right there. Let you know you own the corporation 100%. Now that your status is updated, let them know your affidavit of status as a secure party and creditor. Alright? Let them know you're a secure party. Because it's always about the trust. It's always about the trust. You're the beneficiary to this by trust that's attached to your birth certificate. Alright, let them know you're a secure party, you're not a debtor. You're not white, you're not black, that's corporate fiction. And again, I also send a notice, a declaration of truth, an affidavit of identity. It's basically the same thing as a treasury, but this goes in depth for court records. An affidavit of fact with special demur, and this is just moving to dismiss. What is the state? Say we're in California. What is the state of California? The state of California has the EIN, so it's a commercial entity, and it breaks it down. So we need to know, and we back it up with all case law. All case law already done for you. And then, of course, like if you had your security agreement already with the UCC one, also remind the courts a fee schedule. Put your fee schedule. Notice the fee schedule and remedy for personal protection from federal, state, county, city, municipal, corporation, and employees. And then you assess the tax. Send them a 1099 if you wish. Don't fill it out though. And then you send it to the IRS. If you want to receive payment after you've updated your status, if you become a secure party creditor already, this is when you start receiving funds and you start receiving compensation back for the wrongs they've done you. Because this is your corporation, you're enforcing your fee schedule, and it's backed up through all paperwork. So if you become a secure party creditor, first update your status as a with the non-UCC with the County of Deeds office, and then update it with the Secretary of State. Those are the rules of operation. That's how you got to do it. I hope this has helped you. But at the end of the day, it's a tax issue, so always request a 1099. It's always about the trust. They're trying to steal your energy.
A lot of people don't know that they gotta put the stamps on their documents. I'm about to show you how. You create value when you put the stamp on because they're under bankruptcy, and then you put your initials through it because you're your own postmaster, and then you notarize it with your thumbprint. All right, and this is a child support case right here. Affidavit, power of attorney in fact, because you don't want them to be the power of your attorney. All right, notice a mistake, challenging jurisdiction, oath of office. Let them know you made a mistake if you ever claim to be that name. Always label them as exhibits as well, because this admits them into evidence. All right, letter of rogatory for relief explaining the fraud. All right, the Form 56. This appoints the judge as the honor-bound, duty-bound fiduciary. W-9. This is requesting where their delegation comes from. Really, it's asking for the EIN number because they're under corporate law, trust law. But this is requesting your EIN. Where's your delegation come from? Make sure you get your own EIN number with the, and if you flip it around, there's always a public and a private side. So these are like checks. So you have to sign and date these. Sign and date the back. Each and set every single one of them. Sign and date the back. All right. And if you don't know what a certificate of identity looks like, it's with the Department of Treasury. All right. Bureau of the Public Debt. Certificate of identity. Let them know who you say you are. All right. It's a deep game. Deep, deep game. Also, you gotta look at this. Corporation division. Certificate of Abstract Corporation division. This is for educational and informational purposes only, alright? And make sure you can kind of see it. I can't really show you, but make sure you get your stuff notarized. Always go to different states and invoke different jurisdictions. That's what it's all about, man. This is how you handle child support. Make sure you get that EIN number with the IRS attached to your irrevocable trust, all right? And then you want to make sure you get your affidavit as secure party creditor, all right? Updating your status, affidavit as secure party creditor. And then a notice of declaration of truth and affidavit of identity, all right? Ecclesiastical deed poll, let them know who you are. Always label things as exhibits. And this is creating value. Affidavit of facts. Just let them know they're in corporation. And then always put your fee schedule. Alright? And these are like checks. And as I said, this is for educational and informational purposes only. But you register a fictitious name. When you register that name, it lets you know the owner. How much the percentage of the owner is. It lets you know who the owner is of the trust. It's a deep game. Deep, deep game. But peace and love. Go to donkalam.com for more information.
When I do send off the documents, make sure you send it with a green card, certified mail. Certified mail. So when they sign this, they sign your contract. It's accepting your contracts. And this is an important piece to the game. This is how you make a corporation speak, because you never get a name for a corporation. But if they accept your contracts, you got proof of it. All right? These are actual contracts. That's what it's about. So those are the forms I file. Those on the public side, that's the court record. The private side is the IRS. That's what people need to know. The private side is always the bookkeeping and assessing the tax. These are things they don't teach us in school. This is not public education. That's why it's private education. That's why it's private knowledge. And if you don't ask the right questions, nobody's going to tell you. The government always moves on our behalf based on the forms we file and the things that we agree to and say we understand. With that, I'm out. You can reach me myself directly at 407-274-5161. Again, that's 407-274-5161. Go to donkalam.com and just know that prosperity is your birthright. Much peace and love, much peace and love, much peace and love.